Hi everyone, a massive warm welcome to today's Altcoin Bible. We're going to look at Ethereum, MATIC, Chainlink. They've been in our videos a little bit recently, and today they're going to change roles yet again. Litecoin has been given the boot, looking a little bit danger zone-ish for me, but I haven't included today. I wanted to show another crypto in a different light. So let's crack straight in. I want to show you what I'm seeing in the broader market sphere, just give you an idea of what we're looking at right now to give us that direction in terms of these altcoins to be bullish or bearish, and for what reason. So on the left-hand side, you've got Bitcoin consolidating nicely in an uptrending bull flag. That's what we want to see after an incredible breakout of around about 30%. Yeah, if you drag it back all the way to the low, it was around about 30% before we had the breakout, smashed through the 200-day moving average, and now we're just beautifully going this flag, looking like we want to break out a little bit higher. For me, I think it is on the cards, whether it be tomorrow, next week, or whatnot. We could absolutely have a pullback to the 200-day moving average. On the S&P 500 on the right-hand side, I think this is also super important for continued bullish action in Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin may be looking to do what it wants to do, following gold, following hard assets, sure, but the broader risk markets are focused on the S&P 500 and what it is doing with this enormous multi-year trend line. So this goes back to, I guess, the height in the Bitcoin bull market at the start of the Federal Reserve quantitative tightening. So you can see here, if we just keep scrolling back, computer's lagging a bit there, but there'll be a bit of a peak over here in 2022, so January 2022, and then we just pull all the way down into this bear market or correction phase. If you're a bull for the mid to longer term, you could say this is a correction, larger bull market, sure. But right now we are grappling with that line. If we break above that line, crypto is going to be bullish. There's no mistaking about that, and we'll see where it goes from there. But right now we're just teetering on the line. Bitcoin maybe could be argued that it's leading the S&P 500 right now, like it did in the COVID crash and out of that, like gold. So we're just going to play this by ear, but this broadly will give us the picture on whether we can be more bullish on altcoins versus Bitcoin. Bitcoin looks like it's capturing a lot of the liquidity at the moment, which is very much in keeping with the last bear market cycle. So please keep that in mind, that altcoins might not see the huge liquidity inflows it needs to really roll much higher in comparative to Bitcoin, which may just see that run on itself. Okay. With all that in mind, I'm going to go look at MATIC. It has been, one to watch or a cherry ripe for a while now, and it's had a tremendous run. But I'm seeing it be a little bit toppy in this area, and I'll just show you why. So it's coming up against huge range resistance, couldn't break through it. That $1 level, again, it's for me, it's the platform. You get on top of it, and it's the rocket ship to go much higher for MATIC. And the relative strength has been crazy here over these last few months to years. I think it goes back to July 22. We've just been in this range. FTX even couldn't make it, go to new lows. So that is super important to see. And it's had this incredible run up along with Bitcoin from those lows. Let's just recap on how hard it's gone. 43%. That's really nice. Now, absolutely, this could rocket up, and I think it's going to go above, $1, fairly soon. But right now, it is my short-term danger zone because of this. If we just zoom in a little bit more, just some bulls are getting a little bit tired here, and this to me looks like a breakdown. It could be a fake out, but to me that looks like a fairly obvious breakdown of an ascending wedge trying to move up here. Couldn't break higher. Instead, it's broken below the 21 on the 4-hour. Looks a little bit weak. You can see bulls really trailing off. So the momentum is falling towards sellers on the RSI. So for me, that is really important. Haven't had a major volume, breakdown or breakout just yet. So I'm just a little bit cautious to call this. But for me, looking a bit danger zone, just because a lot of the eyeballs are on MATIC right now, it would make sense to have a bit deeper pullback. Could fall to, let's say, 0.9 and, at worst, 0.86. The relative strength is still really strong. So, again, I'm sort of holding a bit of hope here that this could be a bit of a fake out before it does blast up and catch out a lot of derivatives that are trying to, along this area, thinking, okay, we're in an ascending wedge, we're going to go above, and they've just longed it as soon as it got above this line, and they just got wrecked coming back down. So that needs to play out. If we're looking for those entry points, like I said, watch for those volume profiles on the right-hand side of where you can enter, and then also previous resistance. So we just have a look here. This is a massive level for me, 93 cents. That there looks fairly obvious as a pullback zone. If this plays out how it looks like it's playing out to me, that looks like it is a fairly obvious area. And as well, this is the previous height of this price action over here. So this will form a nice little floor for it to bounce off. So confluent with volume, confluent with a few things. RSI as well, just watch this, that we're not seeing a bearish divergence develop. So you can see here, this first peak here, you got a peak on the RSI, and then the second peak over here, the buyers are just weakening off, but that's okay. We'll see here, let's say if the RSI just starts turning over while MATIC's price is still hanging up here, then that's a pretty good sign that we're going to come down here, in my opinion. Once we break out of the $1 level, 1.33 is that next stop for me, and that should be in line with that previous high, as well as the previous support up here. So that will be heavy resistance, so just be cautious of that. But if you're looking to enter MATIC here and you're bullish on the short term, that's where you're likely looking to enter. There's a lot of volume beneath it, so I'm not sure you're going to get too much lower. We just haven't really seen it from bears to push MATIC lower. All right, Ethereum. Now, this is my cherry ripe for the week. And why it is my cherry ripe, I could have picked a couple of others. Most of the altcoins are in a bit of a pullback consolidation phase, which is exactly what you want to see after most of them have done a 30% rise. So it can look a little bit bearish short term when it's just reloading for a move higher. What I like about Ethereum, though, is the tremendous relative strength it's shown against Bitcoin over these past few months. And it's finally beginning to break out. RSI still looks incredibly strong up here, you know, broken out of this downward sloping wedge. Like that a lot. To me, it's on top of this volume profile. It's using this big volume bar as support on the right-hand side. I'd be a bit concerned if it loses this, and I think it comes back down to this liquidity zone, as well as the 200-day moving average and the top of this pattern. That is a huge area of support. So if you've missed this move higher, this is an area you get really, really interested in. This would also line up with some Fibonacci retracements. Ethereum here, you know, like a lot of cryptos, looks like it's, looks like it's consolidating into a wedge, and you probably want to zoom in to see that. Yeah, like Bitcoin, it's moving into, looks like a bit of a wedge slash flag. You can draw it however you want. It's a bit subjective, but let's just roll with that. It's that rising channel, which generally in a downtrend is very bearish. But because we've broken that trend, looks like bulls are a bit in control after that move with Bitcoin, this could absolutely break high. 17,000 is around about that point. You want to be taking off some profit. But very, very interesting. And again, I've also had the consideration of putting Ethereum as my cherry up as well, because like I said before about the how liquidity runs in the year prior to the halving. When we're in a bear market, generally the highest market cap coins will get most of the love because there still isn't a lot of trust with a lot higher speculative coins underneath it. A lot of the liquidity wants to concentrate. The small amount of liquidity that's still here and also waiting on the sidelines, they want to move in more and feeling a bit more comfortable in those higher ranked, higher market cap coins that give them that security, that safety. Bitcoin and Ethereum, that's generally where the capital flows in these times during the bear market lows when we're just coming out. Ethereum and Bitcoin are the most trusted. They'll get the most liquidity. They are the most highly liquid cryptos out there. So just naturally, they're going to get more of that capital inflow, whereas everything else will generally, once Bitcoin and Ethereum start running, some of that capital will filter, some of that profit taken will filter down into the altcoins, but that is more of a dynamic we see generally in bull markets, which we are definitely not there yet. So Ethereum, definitely on the cards. And I will highlight, just like Bitcoin, RSI sloping down, so buyers are losing a bit of that steam. But in these moments when Bitcoin and Ethereum have a lot of focus, have momentum, these can really break out high. It doesn't matter what's happening on the, say, the 4-hour RSI. You probably want to look at the weekly and the daily, which both look okay to me. So that's where I sit. Link for me is a one to watch. So why it is my one to watch, it's very, very clear to me that Link is quite seriously jutting up against some major, major resistance, which it was on top of for a little while, you know, back in November 22. But if it can break this level, which is huge volumes resistance there, and also the 200-day moving average, it's above that, she's off to the top there to about $9. So that for me is a one to watch in Link because it can run. It's got a big community. You know, when it starts going, it can really pulse. So keep an eye on Link. There are a couple of other cryptos that look very similar to Link in the sense that it's trying to move up. It's coming against resistance, but we want to see bulls really punch through. And the RSI to me looks reasonably good here in terms of it's just had a bit of a pullback and now it wants to, you know, rush higher. So we're just going to have to see. This is a major point of resistance, and again, that's why it's my one to watch. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Any questions or comments, let me know. I have a lot of fun doing these, but if you think I can do them better, please leave me comments, please leave me feedback, and I will endeavor to add them. So have a wonderful day. We'll catch you again next week. Ta, bye.